Musings of a Modern Conservative, Short Essays on Various Political Topics, by Thomas Hamilton. Section 2, Musings on Economics, Essay 12, Government and the Economy. Who owns the government? I have heard sentiments like, we pay their checks, or that the government is by the people and for the people. But does one have real ownership over another? I know that in all other things, someone owns all entities. The stockholders own companies, the head of households own the homes, the title holders own the cars. But who owns the government? If I own my car, I can paint it whatever color I want, right? If today I prefer blue and tomorrow black, I can have my car either color at the drop of a hat. What then if I think the White House ought to be blue and not white? Can I walk up to the pillars and paint them blue? It is no doubt an easy answer to come up with. Attacks on this example are easy, such as, I don't, meaning me in the singular, own it. That all the people own it, and only through a majority vote could I get the pillars painted blue. True. That is the way a government of our kind rightfully and justly works. The particulars are not of concern to this musing. The real question still remains the same. Who owns the government? I will not even attempt to answer this question. It should be thought on long and hard by the reader, and the rest of this musing will, I hope, simply act to fuel the smoldering embers of the American patriot. The question at hand seems less about the physical relationship as it does of the economic nature of the entity in question. The people, meaning the citizens at large, relinquish some of their own individuality for some sort of collective agreement. In this new collective, a group of citizens are appointed to exercise authority over the rest of them. Isn't it strange how democracy, or more specifically a representative republic, can be simplified into two short sentences? Other musings have questioned the particulars of the structural nature of this entity. We'll call it government. So that does not need to be gone over, but wouldn't it be nice to know who owns this entity, this government? I allow my thoughts to wander to two particular notions and two inherent questions. What is a bureaucrat, and what amount of my time and labor, taxes, goes to this entity? First, I want to examine the bureaucrat, for which without our government could not function. Like any other societal machine, it requires individuals to perform tasks. The question is less of necessity and more of a question of quantity and expense. How many cogs need to be in a machine for it to work? How much should each one of these cogs cost? More importantly in some cases is, what do these cogs do for the people, and then what do they do for the economy? In the case of our 100% economy, we have to remove a certain percentage of that whole from its normal areas of use and direct it towards the functions of this entity. When do these functions become onerous, though? Can't it be easily reasoned that as the economy approaches a measure in which more is taken by this entity than the economy can create, that it may be then onerous? That when more is removed from the productive capacities of the economy, that it is moving into a position of unsustainability? Could there be an exception, though? I hate to admit it, but there could be. Couldn't at some point beyond the normal threshold, when almost all wealth is removed and added to this entity, and then used for all, wouldn't this be just about the same as the previous notion? Wouldn't then the difficulty lie in the range between, say, over 40% of the economy and, say, below 70% of the economy? In this gap, wouldn't the force of either philosophy, liberal and conservative, take hold and reduce or increase this influence? In this gap, couldn't the force of either philosophy, liberal and conservative, take hold and reduce or increase this influence? Isn't this middle ground the dangerous region? The region of the most strife, struggle, and pain? Doesn't it seem that we are in this region right now? The difficulty lies in the question, what is too big? The answer to this is simple. The why questions that follow are not. I put it plainly as such. When the average government worker's nominal wage exceeds the average nominal wage of their private sector counterpart, we are headed in the direction of a government too big. Should we strive for this, though? A place where the government is smaller? Isn't this what America was at one point? Isn't this what the patriots of yesteryears fought for? Isn't this the place of the American dream? Isn't this the place where hard work, frugality, and a strong sense of right and wrong beat out all other obstacles? Why not become American once again? Why not own our government instead of our government owning us?